On the corner of Main Street and North Prairie is one of the oldest houses here in Whitewater, Wisconsin. It's the Bassett House. And I've always wondered, who owns this place? Who takes care of it? Well, come join me and I'll tell you all about it. The Bassett House was built in 1857. That's 4 years before the Civil War happened, folks. It was former New Yorkers Thomas and Bessie Vilas Bassett with their daughter Florence who built the home on the property that they purchased from P.H. Brady in 1856. At the time, Thomas owned and operated the downtown boot and shoe store, which sold shoes, provisions, groceries, and garden supplies to the community. It was kind of a mini Dale's Bootery, Home Depot, Cabela, and Festival food store all in one. Nice. Whitewater Federation of Women's Club member Linda Robinson explained to me a little bit about the history of the Bassett House and who Florence Bassett was.
Thomas Bassett built the Bassett House, in 1857 for his wife and his daughter Florence. And Florence never married, and she lived in this house her entire life. She was an enthusiastic member of one of Whitewater's women's clubs. And when she died, she bequeathed the house to the Whitewater Federation of Women's Clubs. And this was in 1926. And the Federation still owns and is custodian of the house. So we have been taking care of this house for almost 100 years now.
And this house is 166 years old. The house is an Italianate dwelling with several Greek Revival features. The features include a simple-hipped, low-pitched roof, which is a roof that typically has a low-sloped surface and is centered over a square floor plan. Around the entire house, the eave overhangs are supported with single decorative brackets. The house has a beautiful panel frieze above the triple bay window with bracketed eaves and dentils below the cornice. So what is a dentil, a frieze, and a cornice anyway? Frankly, it kind of sounds like a dental procedure from hell. Well, actually, no. The cornice is generally any horizontal decorative molding that crowns a building at the top, but below the roof or eaves. The frieze is a decorative strip or panel that is below the cornice and generally above a column or window. The dentils are one of a series of closely spaced rectangular blocks that form a molding. You can plainly see the three above the bay windows on the Bassett House here. And speaking of windows, they all have standout stone block lintels and sills above and below the actual window inserts. Inside, I started to get a real glimpse of how it must have been living here during Florence's time. From the beautiful entryway into the house, you're welcomed with the grand staircase. As you enter the main living room, you're welcomed with large, expansive windows and a wonderful fireplace warming up the area. The spacious dining room must have been fun to have guests over for dinner or tea. And then finally, and my favorite, the parlor area that embraces the piano and adjacent china collection. You gotta love that. So, as a member of the Women's Club, I asked Linda to tell us a little about the activities that they do these days.
The women's clubs meet once a month, except in January. We just figure no one wants to try to get out in the middle of January. uh, During the academic year, we meet from September to May once a month. And at our meetings, we will have programs. Different members of the club will give presentations or will invite speakers to come in. Of course, we socialize. We usually have a little nice treat to eat, and we just enjoy each other's company.
Along with their monthly programs, they are also busy with special fundraisers to help pay for the Bassett House renovations. They have two events coming up that are open to the public: a parent-child tea party on April 28th and a new concert series, April 7th and May 26th. From a private residence to a place where women could meet to implement change for the better here in Whitewater, the Bassett House, one of Whitewater's truly wonderful landmarks.